Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, sorry for the late live. I think I'll try to do this within half an hour. Hello, good evening, everybody. Someone say hello to me, please, so that I know you guys are there. Yeah, I'm just adjusting my camera. Hello, wow, Zach, your first like. Okay, thank you. Thank you. For those people who give a like, really appreciate it. Okay, Mike, good evening to you. Yes. Ching Long, good evening to you too. How's everybody in Singapore? Lena, good evening to you. Kai, good evening to you. How's everybody in Singapore? Yeah. Louis, good evening to you too. Yep. Singren, good evening. JL, good evening. QI, good evening to you too. So okay, you guys really supportive, really appreciate this. Give a like, okay, so that this video will spread to more people. Signori, yes, good evening. Yes, Signori is it's a Italian. No, Ban, good evening. Yes, yeah. Rain almost a whole day. Okay. Jesse, good evening to you too. Hello, Kenneth, good evening. Yes. Sean, good evening to you too. All right, good. Like done. Yes, thank you. The like is very important. Ubang, good evening. Okay, Jay, good evening to you. Okay. Marcus, good evening to you. Looking good. Okay. Very good. Clarence, good evening. Louis, good evening. Okay. Ivy, good evening to you. Yes. Kimmy, good evening to you too. Okay. Chong Ming, good evening to you. You like really? I really appreciate it. What's your like? Let me know. I really appreciate it. Yep. Kok Ching, good evening. Oh, you like? Done. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Eileen, Roger, for liking. Kelvin, good evening. Hope you like it. So, JL, you like. Okay. Yi Yao, good evening. BTO or EC? What do you mean by that? Yeah. Okay. Apply for BTO or BC. Depend on you. Yeah. Okay. Yao Chong, good evening to you. Yes. Okay, so tonight I want to talk about a topic which just came out from the news, which I thought is quite important because Singapore might head towards that direction. The news actually, it's about the UK economy. Okay, the UK economy. While the UK as an economy is different from Singapore because it's on the Europe side, but I think there is some direction similarity. Xiu Qing, good evening to you too. Okay, so Kasyong, good evening. Thanks for liking. Okay, appreciate everybody liking. Yeah, like. Yeah, right. Okay. All right, cool. So the question really is, what happened to the UK economy, and will that happen to Singapore? Okay, essentially that's where my talk is about. And of course, the final thing I want to talk about is what's the stock market implication of all this, right? So I think that's very important for us to talk about these three general direction. Okay, cool. So first and foremost, this is a usual disclaimer. I hope you all download the slides. Now the slides is in the description. Everyone of you who just came in, please give a like. And for those people who haven't hit subscribe and the bell, right, for the alert, please hit the bell. Okay. So the usual disclaimer, what I'm doing here is not to tell you where to buy or sell a stock, but more importantly is to tell you a general economics education, okay, and from there you will decide for yourself what you should do. Okay, yes. But before I talk about the talk itself, today has quite a lot of people writing to me about FTX. Now, for some of you who don't know what FTX is a crypto exchange. Thanks, Yu Qing, really appreciate this. It's a crypto exchange like Binance, okay? So Binance, I think, is the biggest crypto exchange. Incidentally, the founder and CEO is a Chinese, okay? It's called CZ. I don't really know his full name in Chinese. I think it's probably Americanized Chinese really. But the the second largest is this company called FTX. And unfortunately, FTX is very popular in Singapore. And right now they have stopped all withdrawals as a result, and declared bankruptcy. As a result, I think a lot of people are going to lose everything. It's very unfortunate that despite Mr. Lu, however I warned everybody, about crypto, a lot of people got burned in FTX. There is someone who wrote to me and said, Mr. Lu, thank you, thank you for telling me, in February, taking your advice, I exited all my crypto positions, and I don't know. He wrote a number. It saved me from this Holocaust. It saved me $45,000. I don't know whether it's in USD or Sing dollars. Either one is very big. He actually escaped the Holocaust. Unfortunately, he's one of the few. Then more people actually writing to me after I asked everyone in the Telegram channel. And by the way, I have a very very active Telegram channel. I asked everybody and how many people got burned. Quite a lot of people got burned. They wrote to me also in private and telling me they actually got burned by FTX. So crypto, this kind of thing. You know what's the funny thing? Early this year when I talk about crypto, and I said that, I don't think you should touch it. I actually get swarmed by a lot of viewers and say, Mr. Lu, you don't know anything about crypto. That's precisely, despite me having briefed, at least 10 times by people about crypto, I still cannot figure out why is this fanaticism over crypto, other than it's a good gamble. It's a good place for gambling. I cannot figure out. So I said that no, I will not touch it, okay? And I strongly encourage people not to touch it because it's very dangerous. And I actually got people who get very emotional and swan me left, right, center. There are two areas which I don't touch in a big way. Okay, number one is property, and number two is crypto. Both I attract a lot of criticism, and the worst part is they actually use names. Okay, they use very bad names, very rude, reflect very bad on their upbringing. Actually, I told off some of them, and you know what? Now there are actually people writing to me to thank me. Okay, so I really find that this is very important for me to do it. In the past I'm doing this just for pastime, just like 没有事做, sell handbags until I sian already. Some of you all like Xiu Qing will know I got coerced into helping my wife in the handbag trade. So I have to take my wife off handbags and shoes and all this, go come and talk about finance with something I'm more passionate about. But now the calling is deeper. I'm involved in so many people's actual life-changing decisions. $45,000 can feed a family for how long? There's another person who wrote to me, and nothing to do with crypto, who wrote to me also today. Today is a very emotional day for me because a lot of people wrote to me and said that, Mr. Lu, I feel so bad. I feel so bad that I didn't take your advice. He's 64 years old. And at 64 years old, he felt so bad he didn't take advice and went into meme stock. Okay? And joined some WhatsApp group where some guru supposed to talk about, some guru actually talk about punting basically, and greed got the better of him, and he bought something, I think maybe a $10-20. It crashed to 90 cents. This is dead. Yeah, I don't know what to do to help him. He said at 64 years old, okay, Mr. Lu, you're telling people buy S&P 500. I don't have 20 years like you, so what should I do? So I do not say this with an emotional demeanor, but I'm telling you guys, I cannot save the world. I don't know how to tell you, I cannot save the world. I can only save out of this whole universe. I can only save that much of people. Okay, the strategy that I give are very, very. The strategy that I adopt is a very safe strategy, right? Build your 1M65 using a special account, MediSave account, fill it up to full, head towards 1M65 first. On top of that, then sequentially you use your OA to to buy into the S&P 500 during crashes. I didn't tell you what to do. I demonstrated how I do it and buy during crashes. I demonstrated so much, right? After I buy my OA up, then I went to steal my wife's OA and buy it up also, right? So now me and my wife's OA is dry. I just found that my wife got a secret stash of a SRS, okay, $60,000，刚刚被我抓到。Yes, not that it's high lah, it's just that didn't know. I think it's 233 talk, I think, Desmond. 233. There's a lady called Angela who is very good in monitoring all my talks. Okay, I think she worked in UBKN or something like that. I can't remember. So I really appreciate her as well. So a lot of you are helping me in the background. Hi, Yun, helping in the background in little things here and there and big ways also. It helped me a lot. I'm a very messy person. I got a lot of things to do. I get very distracted. I do whatever I can to help everybody. Okay. So the strategy that I give are safe, are more on the safe side. Okay, you can't lose much money if you buy S&P 500 on crashes. Okay, on crashes, and after you build a financial safety net, you buy and leave it there and just go on with your life. Yeah. So I think it's important everybody give a like so that more people get to watch this. There's a lot of so-called guru that out there, tell people to punt, tell people to pick stock, tell people to, use leverage, tell people to use options, tell people to buy, Tesla, tell people to buy whatever, Okay, I don't know how to tell you, but the method I do is one of the most boring way. I'm the most boring. I have the most boring, unexciting strategy towards wealth or making you rich. Yeah. So I a bit low class to a lot of people, low class to a lot of financial guru out there, but safe and boring can be very good. Yeah. Okay. No, you can't use SA to buy S&P 500 and you shouldn't because the SA attracts a phenomenal interest rate. Okay, so let's talk about now UK, shall we? Because there's a lot of things that we can learn for Singapore, and I'll tell you the stock market implication. More importantly, what we should prepare ourselves. Okay, so the official GDP results for UK came out. The UK economy strength in the third quarter, sliding towards a recession. Okay, so that's a very important thing, and this is the official GDP results. So the third quarter has came down and they are going, one quarter has came down negative, and the worst part is the Bank of England actually don't think it's going to be good moving forward. Yes, okay, yes, my boring investment strategy where you have a last laugh, it's so boring, it's so simple, it's so no class. I always get make fun of by people, yeah, it's you don't know anything. It's true, maybe, yeah. So the UK economy contracted during the third quarter, more than expected in September. So suggesting the country has entered what is forecast to be a prolonged recession. GDP fell by 0.6% between August to September, okay, and it's larger than the 0.4% forecasted, okay. So it's quite a serious thing, and many independent businesses are now striving to survive the Christmas period before shuttling in January. Okay, so the SME organization, a federation of SMEs said that, and over a third of UK's hospitality sector say they're at risk of closure early next year due to higher costs, soaring energy bills, and weaker consumer demand. This weaker consumer demand is a very real thing globally, and I read somewhere and watched somewhere in the news that weak consumer demand takes time to materialize. Okay, it takes time to materialize in the sense that when it first happened, you won't feel much. But now, after a series of price increase, walao, you start to feel it already. I've one staff actually. And her salary is not bad actually. Every cent we give her, I think just vaporizes every month in shopping and all this. She's one powerful shopper. She was the first one to tell me, Mr. Lu, the prices have gone up so high that I couldn't bear to buy any more things. Yeah. So that was when I realized, wow, it's quite serious, right? So a lot of you must have felt the high prices as well, right? So I think it's a real thing. It's a real thing, and it's happening globally and especially in UK. All right, cool. Again, less than half of you are given like. Please remember, give a like. It really help to promote this video. Now, UK now faces the longest recession ever. Okay, says Bank of England. Bank of England is a central bank. Now, UK faces the longest recession, okay, ever. Now, and it is a serious thing. And actually, another news article says that Britain business are running out of fight as the country faces the longest ever recession. So now, November, December, there is still a fight. Why? Because this is the Christmas season. There's ability for companies to sell, but once the selling season is over, they pangkang already, dead, man, just dead. Yeah. So January they're prepared to shut down the business, right? So it's quite serious. So really, the headline is that UK is going to face the longest ever recession. That's how serious the tone is. Longest ever recession. Okay, this is UK, and this is and I'm going to say this. The Bank of England warned last week that UK is now heading for the longest recession ever. Now, for a central bank to come and warn everybody that a prolonged recession coming is serious. No government will ever want to do that. Most government will go out and tell everybody, yeah, economic situation is possibly not going to be good, but it's okay, because if you go and tell everybody that a long recession happened, everybody will spend less, and all the businesses will be hit even more. So most central bankers and government people will not do that unless it is really very jialat. Yeah, very serious. So the central bank expect GDP to fall. GDP is the gross domestic product, which is national income, to fall between 2023 and to the first half of 2024. The projected 2-year downturn is set to be very challenging, said the central bank, costing about 500,000 jobs. 500,000 jobs. So this recession in UK is expected not just to hit businesses, but to hit jobs as well. Okay. So the question right now is, why is UK having a recession? Well, the UK recession is widely expected due to the prices of goods, food, fuel and energy sources. So prices of goods have gone up. Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Susie. And I hope that my sharing has really helped everybody to become wiser and make better decisions financially for you and your family, right? So I think this is quite important. Well, let's go back to the talk itself. So a recession is widely expected in UK due to the prices of goods such as food, fuel, energy going up, okay, and including the war in Ukraine. Higher prices for goods have led many households facing hardship, cutting back spending, causing a drag on economy. An inflation actually causes people to spend less, and as much as prices go up, when people spend less and you hit the rest of the economy, everything goes down. Interestingly, I was just told by Kate Lou that you know what's mookata? Mookata is like a Thai hot pot like that. She went to a coffee shop for mookata. She's a mookata fan. I just love to eat mookata. Kate Lou is my daughter. And it's roadside. Oh wow, thank you. Watching from Genting Cruise. You all on a Genting Cruise. You all got good internet. I'm surprised. Okay, maybe next time I go. Yeah, the Thai steamboat, and it's in a coffee shop. It's not even in a high-end coffee shop. Really neighborhood HDB coffee shop. Last time, 3 prawns cost $3.20. Now 3 prawns cost $4.60. It went up by 50%, right? She's a big lover of prawns. 交不下. I mean, so I tell her, okay, wow, I gone up by so much. She said gone up by 150. I mean, Kate Lou, when it comes to food, sometimes would hold back her spending, but she said, 我买不下. Yeah, three prawns, okay, will cost 460. Roadside coffee shop, you know. Yeah, I will talk about the stock market implication later, okay. So all these are really quite true. On top of that, you know that UK just have a change, okay? UK just have a change of prime minister. Liz Truss had been ousted out. Now came this new prime minister, Sunik Simi, Sunik something, I can't remember his full name, okay? And he brought in a new minister for finance, which is also called a chancellor, called Jeremy Hunt, okay? Jeremy Hunt is going to increase taxes, okay? He's going to make everyone pay for higher taxes, and the richest will make larger sacrifice. And in Singapore, we do kao pay, Sunni receipt, okay? Really, okay? Channel News Asia just a documentary how why seafood is more expensive. Fishing boats group companies weekly diesel cost like 320,000. Wow, okay. So anyway, back to this one. In Singapore, our GST is going up by 1%. You know that, right? And it's debated like crazy. Opposition party kabu. I also kabu. Most people kabu. Nobody's going to like GST increase. Here, Jeremy Hunt is going to whack heavy higher tax, income tax on everybody, you know, or whatever the package is. So we are not the only country facing this challenge as well, okay? And in Singapore, I have caught and chip yesterday. My busia already, the caught fish, yeah, okay, yes. And talk about caught fish is quite interesting. Sorry, I'm distracted now. This is a very important. You know, when I'm in Singapore, I'm rarely in Singapore, but when I'm in Singapore, when I go to the market, right, you know, one piece of caught fish like that, one piece is like, you know, $20-$30, some incredible prices. Wet market is not even in high-end places. But you know what? They usually cut very nicely, and they have these strips of bones and with some meat on it whatsoever, and they only sell for one bag like this for $5 or $10. I buy that. Yeah, I buy that. Yeah, me and B loves that, and go and fry it, you know, mixed with oyster sauce and that. Tastes fantastic, okay? So, you know, there are ways to work around, you know, price increase and things like that. Okay, anyway, this right now in Singapore, our lending rates are about 3.8% or something like that, okay? But in UK, 6% mortgage rate, 6%. Kia silang, okay, kia silang. Korea, I told some of you all, is about 7%. Okay, so a higher cost is going to push, and already the housing market is coming down, it's going to push the housing prices down even more. So it's quite serious. So therefore, the UK economy is like a foregone conclusion. It will go down to a recession. It will go down to recession, and Europe is set to follow. Okay, it's set to follow. So I think it is a serious thing. So that's the UK situation, right? So really, it's hello Ashton, good to see you. So I think this is UK, okay? This is UK situation. The question right now is, okay, everybody asks, you know, Mr. Lu, okay, that's UK. What about Singapore? Singapore, you know, we've got damn good government, damn good workers, damn good whatever, everything, damn good feng shui and everything. So maybe we will be safe. Will Singapore interest rate go above 5%? Possible, unlikely, but maybe possible. Okay, hard to say. So really the golden question to everybody is, will Singapore go into a recession, right? That's where the crux of my talk is for today, okay? So it's very important for everybody to have this question. That's good to see you. Now, a lot of people just came in. I will just say this again. Number one is that UK just went into 1 quarter of recession. Okay, 1 quarter of GDP decline. Now, so the question right now is, will the second one, will the second quarter be in a negative as well? possible. Okay, in fact, the Bank of England say that it's going to be almost a foregone conclusion. It's going to be a long recession. I don't know. I say one. This is now someone. The Bank of England actually said that. Now, question right now is, will Singapore go into recession? What do you all think? Will Singapore go into recession? Okay, yes or no? Right? I want to see. Okay, will Singapore enter a recession? If you think yes, type yes and no. And then I do a count. This is important because you realize that whatever you say, okay, most likely will be this is self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah. Okay. Give me a minute. I just like something. See, probably 50-50. Okay, probably 50-50. Government will cushion it. Okay. If China not 3, Singapore should be fine. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Good. So let's try to analyze it. Okay. First of all, let's see what the government says. Okay. Let's see what the government says. It started off somewhere in May. Okay. Somewhere in May, Prime Minister Lee actually said that Singapore could face a recession in the next 2 years. Okay, this is not I say, Mr. Prime Minister Lee said. So inflation to remain high and global growth weaker. Ukraine war has clouded outlook for Singapore recovery. So Prime Minister Lee actually said that we could face a recession, right? We could face a recession. So, but then somewhere in July, where is it? Somewhere in July, Minister of State Alvin Tan actually said that Singapore does not expect recession or stagflation over next year, but significant risks remain. So, Minister of State Alvin Tan actually said that whatever PM Lee said, most likely won't happen. But there is risk. Okay, so he give a way out, and then. And somewhere in October, okay, we actually have one negative growth rate. October, we actually have a growth beating forecast to grow at 4.4% in Q3. So we escaped one round of recession. So the question right now is, moving forward, are we going to have a recession? So there's a very good article written by The Star. It's actually a Malaysian article. I got it here in the slides, so you can watch it. Very interestingly, okay, he actually says, I'm going to read to you. For a tiny place so intimately tied to the ebbs and flow of finance, it's hard to see Singapore in an approaching world recession. The city-state is sucking in foreign workers, driving jobless rate to a microscopic level. The country airlines is racking up profits, and rise in housing rent is staggering, okay? The global slowdown happening everywhere else, okay? It feels like it's happening in another planet. So a lot of you don't feel it, but I actually see in my own eyes, okay, because I travel a hell lot. I mean, this trip I took 6 flights. 6 flights in 1 month. 6 flights, traveling from city to city. So I can see, the question might not be so much whether the Singapore economy has become a bubble, okay, but whether how long the country can defy gravity. But let's see. Okay, good night to you. Yes. Okay. So recession fears. Okay, 88% of CEO is now thinking of this Singapore CEO thinking of a hiring freeze over the next 6 months. So it's actually quite serious. Next 88 out of 100 is eyeing a hiring freeze. Okay, so it is quite serious, and I would say this, that we are open economy. Okay, we have too many forces at play, but the headwinds from the rest of the world is going to be serious. So I think that the major economic slowdown globally will surely have an impact on Singapore. Surely, and I really feel it. I can see in all the numbers of all my businesses that I involved in and counsel or advise, all felt it. So the impact really felt in many sectors. Okay, so my take is that a slowdown is already here. It will set to slow down even more, okay, for sure. Therefore, whatever happening in UK, to some extent, maybe a lesser extent, will happen in Singapore, but we cannot escape it. There's no way to escape it. Yeah. So there's no way to escape it. 1/3, if I'm not wrong, 1/4 or 1/3 of our GDP depends on Europe as well. So Europe is now in a terrible shape. So we can see it happening. And US, which is one of our largest trading partner, is going through a design recession, right? Okay, so therefore we should see a slowdown happening as well. So the thing I want to say is this: all this slowdown may not have a negative stock market impact. Okay, it may not have a stock market impact. In fact, it most likely will not have a stock market impact, because all this slowdown simply means that the inflation rate will go down. In fact, Cathy Woods, this is very important. I reserve the best for the last, okay? And after this, I hope everybody will give a like. Cathy Woods, one of the best fund manager, of last year, but this year his fund went down by a lot. Cathy Woods actually say that next year, the inflation rate might even turn deflationary. That means it may turn negative. And it's not difficult to see why. For inflation, try this, okay? Try this. Let's say this airport is actually quite a cute airport. This is my wife one. This airport is selling for $200 in last year, 2021. This year from $200, it jumped to $400. Is it a big rise? 100%. So what's the inflation rate? From 2021 to 2022, it jumped from 200 to 400. What's the inflation rate, guys? Okay, mathematics, very important. I want you to understand this. 100%. Very good, Ryan. You're so smart. You're the fastest. 100%. Is $400 expensive? Yes, shit expensive. In 2022 is $400. In 2023, okay, it from $400, it stay at $400. Is it still expensive? Yes, it's shit expensive. Okay, it stay at $400. What's the inflation rate of this thing? What's the inflation in 2023? What's the inflation rate? Ryan, yes, you're right, man. It's zero. It's zero. It's zero. Now, everybody cannot catch this. High price does not mean that inflation rate will remain high. There's this one jump that causes it to be very high, and it stays there. But what happens? You look at the real world right now. All the prices went up very high, right? So the benchmark becomes very high. But recently, what happened to the high prices? A lot of them went down. Oil prices went down, wheat prices went down, food prices went down, everything went down. Housing also started to go down. So if this thing jumped from $200 to $400 in 2021 to 2022, listen carefully, from 2021 to 2022, it jumped to 200 to 400, and then in 2023, from 400 it dropped to $390. Listen carefully, jump up. Year 2021 jump up to $400 from $200. Now it dropped down a little bit only, but to $390. What's the inflation rate? Everybody will still cow pay. What's the inflation rate? Wow, right, damn fast. What's the inflation rate? Exactly, it's negative. It's negative. This is exactly what Cathy Wood is saying, and I'm seeing it right now in many categories, right? So therefore the prices went up and down by a bit. Now will people still say that it's still very expensive? Yeah, you know, KNN, this thing from $200 jumped to $390, dropped by $10. What the hell is it? It's still inflation. This is the layman understanding. But in actual stock market, this inflation went negative. And when will it start going negative, guys? Next year. Because the base now have changed. It's going negative. And when the stock market goes negative, okay, what happened to the so when the inflation rate goes negative, what happened to the stock market? When the inflation rate goes negative, what happened to the stock market? Anyone? Yep. Okay. Henry said very interesting. Hallelujah. Okay. Yeah. Moo, right? So therefore, can you all see now? I want you to be able to understand this. Okay, I want you to understand this. When from this thing from $200 jump to $400 and then drop to $390, it is still a phenomenal high price jump. But this is negative. If this happens, the stock market will shoot to the roof. Will shoot to the roof. Right? So that's very interesting, right? It's very interesting. Now some people cannot figure out actually, so when deflation or economic downturn, is it good or bad for economy? Remember? Yeah, I don't blame you, and it's not an insult, okay? It's not an insult. Listen carefully. In my previous talk, the whole economic world cannot freaking figure out whether a slowdown is good for the economy or not. One minute they will say, hey, when the economy slow down, okay, when the economy slow down, inflation goes down, therefore interest rate will come down, so therefore, all the valuations go up. Next minute they say, no. Economy go down, earnings go down, whatever, so it's bad. Then so 1 minute the stock market goes down, 1 minute stock market goes up, and 1 minute stock market goes down, because people cannot freaking interpret this data. And I don't blame you, right? Both are right. There is no right or wrong in this. But however, we gotta go back to first principle. What caused this crash in the first place? What caused this crash in the first place is the entire inflation. So the reverse must happen, right? Okay. Yes. So therefore, Jeremy Siegel recently said US stock market will go up by 30% next 2 years. I don't just think it's 30% if this thing would happen. Okay. But anyway, this is the loose view. Okay. Yep. So I hope you all understand this whole thing. Now, so therefore, from a Singapore perspective, and the stock market is two separate things. It's two separate things. Okay. Thanks, Ryan. Handphone, good to see you. So it's two separate things. The economy, we gotta do what is right. Okay. We gotta do what is right to prepare. Okay. For a possible slowdown and downturn, right? Preserve more cash, be more careful. It is very contradictory. I kid not, in this Europe trip, I see the most Singaporean that I ever met. The most. It's like the whole Italy is full of Singaporeans. And why I know? Because a lot of them came up to me and say, hello, Mr. Du. I was in my hotel. The lift opens up. A pair of Singaporeans, Mr. Lu! I said, whoa, and it was a train station, Mr. Lu, MB, and then we were at the, everywhere, Mr. Lu, walao, it's like, walao, I need to, Mr. Lu, I mean, I'm not even in Singapore. Singapore also don't get so many people, it's not so much I'm famous, famous is useless, if I'm an actor or fame is completely useless to me. Yeah, number one, I'm not a politician. Number two, fame doesn't equate to money or whatsoever, right? I'm not in the, But there are so many Singaporeans traveling, and didn't we? Are we supposed to suffer some inflation, some economic recession? No, doesn't seem to be. Everybody met me, said, "Oh, Mr. Lu, tell me where I should go, where I should eat, and tell me where to tour, whatsoever." And so many people asking me, right? So my point to everybody is that, you know, I think Singapore, sorry, is still very rich, still very rich. So cut back a little bit, you know, here and there. Still go travel. Allow it. It's like, yeah, no big deal, man. Wow, I see the Singaporeans in the shop buying like there's no tomorrow. Singapore 国家这么小 so small, the buying power so big, yeah, unbelievable, right? If everybody is traveling and buying stuff, won't inflation remain high? Yes, but tourist is not the biggest. Only the touristy places remain high. Okay, yeah, but basic stuff whatsoever, not really lah. Okay, so we complain about 50 cent $1 increase and willing to buy car and travel. Exactly. Wow, car we come 1% GST. Oh wow, splurge. Europe, one Europe trip for one household, 3 to 5 people in the family, easily for whole family, maybe even 15 or 20,000. Easily. Yeah, but you know, yeah. So anyway, so I hope that that all this gives a right perspective to you guys where the direction of the economy is heading, and where, you know, we now have strong signals from UK where the economy is going. We now have strong signals now where the stock market is going. I would be extremely bullish on the stock market, but it will be a very, very volatile, because the market cannot interpret all this data very, very clearly. Because both are right and both are wrong, you know. So I'm more optimistic. So remember this example, this guy, 200 to 400, then drop to 390, you know. This one will help you understand. I hope you understand this clearly. So, by the way, this is economics 101, not something very, okay? All right, good, okay. I take some questions and quickly let everybody go to sleep. Mr. Lu, do you think our Fed XD will go further higher? Yes, absolutely, for sure. Okay, Mr. Lu is Deca millionaire. How you know? Okay, yes. Well, there are many Deca millionaires or, you know, billionaires. Mr. Lu, are you all show hand ready? Means what? I invested everything. I wipe out all my SA and wipe out all my OA and SR, and I still got some SRS to steal from my wife. Okay, but yeah, so I still have some cash. Okay. Yes. Next question, please. Any questions? Okay. I suppose it's very important for everybody to keep calm, okay? And remember, I always say that the sequence matter, the financial safety net, the financial safety net is very, very important. That, you know, supposing something goes wrong, you know, just got wiped out. Mr. Lu, in SA, do amounts above ERS still earns 4% interest? Yes. Everything in your SA earns 4%. Does deflation follows after recession or the other way around? Usually in a recession, the prices comes down. Okay, usually. Okay, usually. Not always usually. But there's a type of recession called stagflation, that you get both high inflation and economic downturn. That's the worst. And that's what we are facing now. Do you think if there may be war? I can't tell. War is here. But the Ukrainians are winning the war, and the Chinese must be dumb to think that must be dumb to think that they want to start a war with Taiwan. I don't think they need. They just choke Taiwan only. Taiwan just surrender only. Okay, for S&P 500, should I lump sum of this year? There's no right or wrong. I cannot tell you what you should do. I tell you what I do. When it crash, I buy. Yeah, I don't need catch the lowest point. Okay, why Japan cannot increase their rates? If they increase their rates, all the economic activity will slow down, right? So once again deflation steps in, likely QE happen again. This time around, they'll be more careful. I don't think they cannot print their way out of every problem. Yeah, they can, and Jerome Powell has actually said that I can, but it's very unlikely. Yeah. Should sell off stock and keep cash first? Again, right? I've said many times that when I buy a S&P 500, I will just ride through for 20 years. Let it go up and down and down, down, down. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't listen to it. Right? Just go all the way down. Will fixed income and bonds continue to drop with the higher interest rate possible? But again, fixed income is also forward looking. If they see that the interest rate is potentially going to slow down and possibly even fall, then the bond prices will shoot up. My niece saw you at Kate Spade before live. Yes, I think you told me that. Yeah, I think that's incredible. Yeah. What's the impact on pound going forward? Because the interest rate of UK went up, so I think it will go up. Yeah, the pound already went up a bit. But if economy continue to do badly, then hard to say. Yeah. If my SA meets FRS and I use to buy a fund after I move OA to SA to that's called the SA shielding. You should only do it when you're 55, just before 55. So, Mr. Lu, do you think GST will be postponed or delayed by 1 year? I don't think so. That's this Lawrence Wong already said I won't. I keep hearing Jurong Power. Now I know exactly Jurong Power. Okay. Do you think government will remove SA shielding? There are hints that they will. Yes. Mr. Lu, I am 57 years old. Some time back, I did a quite large sum for VHR, and now these funds are in OA enjoying 2.5%. Any suggestion as FD rate so much higher? I think you can buy a government treasury bills. I think it attracts 3 point something% right now. So it's money for nothing. I think it's worthwhile considering, yes. Okay. What's your recommendation if they remove SA? You mean SA shielding, is it? They will remove all bopian, no? Yeah. Okay. But now you have other choices. There are so many high yield treasury bills there. Do you think it is a good idea to invest in OA into FD or treasury bills? Yes, I do think so. Money for nothing, right? Yeah, higher treasury bills, take advantage of it. In fact, I'm going to take a review of all my positions in cash to do that. If market crash again, will you take a loan to invest? I never take a loan to invest. Why? When you take a loan, you leverage, right? Why give yourself sleepless nights? Okay, that's called greed. Yeah, greed will kill people. Okay, I think life no need to go that far. Okay, yes, leverage is for the sophisticated investor. I don't think most people are one. Okay. All right. Okay, great. Okay, great. All right, good. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Please, again, less than half of you all have given a like. I really appreciate. A lot of effort goes into preparing for this. This talk takes me 2 hours to prepare. Yeah. So please don't. Really appreciate if you can give a like. Okay, really help me a lot. Thank you for the likes. I can see the likes growing up. We really appreciate this. Yeah. $10 million of net worth to $100 million don't bring much happiness. Yeah. I mean, okay, don't say 10 million. Even $2 million is more than enough for me. But in order to go from 2 million to 100 million, I got to leverage like crazy, right? That kind of risk, can wipe out number 4, right? Yeah. Okay, good night, everybody. Okay, good night. Really appreciate everybody joining me for tonight. Hope that the talk helped you a lot. And please remember, give a like before you go, and remember, hit subscribe. Okay? Yes. Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Ryan. Good night to you. Ryan, you're very fast in calculating. Very good. Your understanding is very fast. Ashton, Jasmine, Ming Lun. Okay. Zhong Ming, thank you. Yes. Yu Yun, thank you. Amy, thank you. Jason, Henry, thank you. Yes, I'm trying to get Dragon Tan to update. Okay. Yes. Good night. Okay, Carlson. Yes. Andre, good night. Okay. Ivy, Jesse. Okay. Eric, good night. Mike, good night to you too. Kimi, good night to you. Yes, okay. Alright, good. Okay, thank you. Really appreciate all this. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate. Okay, thank you. Muzi, thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you. Alright, I'm gonna off it now. Okay, good night. Bye bye. Okay. can't tell week by week what the market will move. Yeah, very difficult to tell. Okay, bye bye.